What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Dark Previews. We've got Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Pretty excited to watch this one. It's going to be an entertaining game. I've got 4 looks for you. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
So in yesterday's video, I made comments around sticking a broom up my ass. Now, I didn't literally do it, but it did the trick. I finally had a winning day. Shared a lot of leans on the WNBA yesterday. Managed to make some profit myself, and hopefully you did as well. My strategy that I ran yesterday was I really just ran risky plays of a lot of the looks that I gave you, and I'll be doing that once again today. So I'll give you the most watered down version of the looks that I'm looking at. I'm taking a more riskier version. Those who are part of my VIP on Winnable would know, but hopefully these watered down versions still provide you with some value. But let's talk about this game. Firstly, shout out to Props Madness, the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on player props. 7-day free trial, plus you get a juicy discount when you use the code DARK when you sign up. I'm also heavily relying on projections. Check out RotoWire. That's what I use for my projections. I'll leave a link to that down below, plus you get a nice discount with it as well. Now, we've got Game 5. The OKC Thunder tied up the series. They were great closing that last game. Now, betting the NBA playoffs is not so much about data, well, not in my opinion anyway. A lot of it is around adjustments and anticipating what's going to happen, which is why it makes it so difficult to bet on sometimes. But I think the spots that I've got today, they're based on some adjustments that I've seen, where things are kind of trending in the right direction. And I'm hoping and praying that things continue to look that way. So I'll run through the picks. There's 2 from each side, 2 for the Thunder, 2 for the Pacers. If something you agree with, feel free to tag along. If you don't, obviously don't follow blindly. I always encourage you guys to do your own research. So let's talk about it. The first look I'm taking out here is Jalen Williams, taking his over 1.5 rebounds in the first quarter, getting us for plus money too. So pretty decent odds here for Jalen Williams. Now, we just look at what he's done in the playoffs, 11 out of 20, yeah. But if we look against the Pacers, he's over this line in all 4 games of the series, 2, 2, 3, and then 3. Now, it's not the hit rate. That's not the reason why I'm betting on this. I just see some tremendous upside in his rebound opportunities in this one because it all comes down to minutes, right? Now, Jalen Williams typically plays 7 to 8 minutes in his first quarter. That's been the normal rotation for J-Dub. SGA normally plays 11 to 12 minutes in that first quarter. What I've found and what I've noticed in that last game, like I've actually noticed this quite a bit around SGA. I don't know if you've noticed this too, but in a lot of these games, especially where the Pacers, pull away and they look strong towards late in the game, it's usually because SGA's gone the other way. He's usually playing poorly to close the game. And I think a lot of that comes down to the rotations and the minutes that he plays. I noticed in the last game, not really me. Let me take it. I'll show you what I looked at. Let's not fuck around here. So if you go to this website right here, it's called popcornmachine.net. It gives you a game flow and it tells you the rotations. I guess this makes sense. Better to show you this than Props Madness for this short little stint here. But as you can see in the first quarter of the last game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he only played about 8 minutes in that first quarter, probably less. Oh no, he did come back. So check this out, Eddie. Fucking hell, I'm all over the place. My Tourette's has gone nuts. SGA, on this new rotation they implemented in the last game, he basically subs out in the middle of every single quarter. Now, what that does for SGA, it gives him a break in the middle of the game, in the middle of each quarter. It gives him a break at the end of each quarter. He gets a break at halftime, of course. And then in the fourth quarter, he's fresh down the stretch. Whereas his last rotation was like heavy minutes in the first, take off the first couple of minutes in the second quarter. Then he'll play from the second quarter all the way to the end of the third quarter. Then he'll take a break at the start of the fourth and then look to close out the game. And he'll be looking tired. Whereas in this last game, you can see that there's a very different rotation. But basically how that impacts my man, Jalen Williams, he pretty much picked up SGA's whole rotation. He's playing a ton of first quarter minutes, takes a break in the second, plays the end of the second, most of the third, takes a break at the start of the fourth, and then closes out the game. And Jalen Williams, the only reason why I'm looking at this is the first quarter. So fucking hell. Took me a very long time to explain that, but I apologize. I'm new to this YouTube stuff. Jalen Williams, basically the idea he's playing more minutes because SGA is playing less in the first quarter. Now, this could be completely flipped on its head and they could go back to running what they used to, but it worked so well for them in the last game. I don't anticipate that changing. So Jalen Williams plays 10 plus minutes in this first quarter. I love his ability here to grab 2 rebounds. Looking at his season starter, getting rid of the playoffs here, and if we just look at the games where he's played 10 plus minutes, he's over this line in 5 out of 7 games. Like I said, it's a small sample size because this is not his normal rotation. But if he gets to 10 plus minutes, we'll see. Maybe we get these boards today. So Jalen Williams, that's the first look I have. The next one, I'm looking at this skinny bastard, Chet Holmgren. I like his over and rebounds today. The whole thought process here is it's really around minutes, very similar to Jalen Williams. Now, if we look at his games in this series, 24 minutes, 28 minutes, 35 minutes, and 37 minutes. Now, OKC have been fucking around with their lineups and rotations the whole series, right? They're trying to figure out how do we play Chet? How do we play Isaiah Hartenstein? Do we play them both at the same time? Do we stagger them? What do we do here, right? And I think after 4 games of playing the Pacers, OKC have figured out it's better to play Chet Holmgren a lot more minutes. So in that last game, for example, he played 37 minutes. He's high in this series. He had the best net rating. Isaiah Hartenstein had a terrible net rating. So it's clear that OKC are much better with Chet Holmgren. And just watching the game, you can really see it. Defensively, Isaiah Hartenstein is just leaving Miles Turner wide open. OKC are lucky that Miles Turner can't shoot for shit right now. But Isaiah Hartenstein is giving them good looks, whereas Chet Holmgren, very good at defending the perimeter, very good at defending the rim, obviously. His only weak side is probably around rebounding. But the good thing here is that the Indiana Pacers aren't a strong rebounding team either. Like, they're not crashing for offensive rebounds. A lot of these rebounds Chet is getting, they're pretty much uncontested because he's the biggest guy on the court. And he's doing a wonderful job of chasing shooters or running shooters off the line, recovering and putting himself in a position to get rebounds. So I just love what he's doing on the defensive end. He's getting a couple of offensive rebounds as well, but those are a little bit harder to guarantee. But just on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to get a lot of uncontested boards. I anticipate him playing 35 plus minutes because they look so much better with him out there compared to Isaiah Hartenstein. And being at home, OKC should win this game, but fuck, who knows, right? But I don't know if Indiana's going to shoot the percentages that they have been. I think defensively, OKC should be up for this one. Should lead to more rebound opportunities for Chet Holmgren. The next ones that I'm looking at, heading to Indiana, I'm going with Spicy P here. Now, for Pascal Siakam, I really do just like his PRA because I like his points, I like his rebounds, I like his assists. If you want to be risky, just the assist alone is plus money over the 3.5. I do like that. The whole thought process here is Pascal Siakam has probably been their best player in this series, been their most consistent player in this series. But in a lot of these games, he goes quiet in the fourth quarter. And then the following game, he seems to pick it back up again. It's the adjustments that are made within the game. Pascal Siakam in the last game was killing it. Had a lot of points, had a lot of assists, had a lot of rebounds. All the damage was done in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, he barely did a damn thing. Rick Carlisle himself said it that Pascal Siakam, we got to get him the ball more. So automatically, I think he's going to get more touches, right? When it comes to scoring the ball, he's taking advantage of mismatches. Whenever SGA is on him, he's going to put him in the post and attack. There's a lot of attack in the rim here for Pascal Siakam, which is how he's actually creating these assists. So he had 5 assists in the last game. They all came in the first 3 quarters. I think 4 out of the 5 assists came off Pascal Siakam driving the ball. Nembhard open for a 3. Obi Toppin open for a 3. Tyrese Halliburton, 2 layups. Halliburton caught the ball on the perimeter after Siakam drove the ball. Then Halliburton drove in, made 2 layups. And the other one was a pick and roll. Pascal Siakam caught it at the top of the key and then dished it out or some shit like that. But a lot of this is coming off penetration is what I'm trying to say here. So Pascal Siakam's always going to try to score first, which is why the assist play is risky. But OKC are very good at rotating. When they rotate, they stop Pascal Siakam. He's going to kick it out or find someone cutting on the baseline. So the assist is probably the riskier play, but I actually do like it. The rebounds, he's been rebounding pretty consistently, 10, 7, 6, and 8. And that's because he's defending low-usage players. He's defending Chet, Alex Caruso, Kenrich Williams whenever he's on the court. So he's not getting anywhere near Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's not defending Jalen Williams either. So Pascal Siakam, I do like the boards. And points, it's pretty much, he's been consistent, and they have to. He's their best offensive weapon. Tyrese Halliburton's having nightmares out there. They need to get the board Pascal Siakam. The coach said it himself. So for Pascal Siakam, if you're looking for something straight, I don't mind the PRA here. Over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If you want something risky, you can just look at the assists. It's up to you. But my next play is probably the most vanilla play out there, and it's not because of the guy's appearance. It's TJ McConnell. I like his points. I like his assists. I like his points and assists. Now, he's over this in 3 out of 4 games. I bet this last time. I feel like TJ McConnell owes me for this one. I wouldn't say it's his fault, though. In the last game, he covered his points line pretty much by halftime, had his 8 points. Yeah, he's one of the most consistent guys out there because he's going to play 15 to 18 minutes every night. He's going to take between 6 and 8 shots. He's got a steady diet of mid-range jumpers, a filthy layup, and maybe a free throw attempt or 2. I think he can get 8 points. When it comes to his assists, we've got an assist line of 4. I think there's upside in this. In the last game, he did let us down, though, and he had 2 assists, but he also had 10 potential assists, and that's tied with the most potential assists he's had all series. I ran the numbers on the season, and I looked at his potential assists. When TJ McConnell gets between 8 and 11 potential assists, check this out. He's over this line 80% of the time, 28 out of 35 games. I think that showcases the variance and probably how unlucky we were not to cash this points and assist prop the last time we played it, based on the potential assist numbers that he had. So we're getting a good price for his 3.5 assists, decent price for his points as well. So points and assists, you get it at 10.5, which is pretty crazy. It's a good look there, the 10.5. I'd still play it at 11.5, to be honest, but yeah, it's pretty vanilla. It's got a great hit rate, and that's because he just does what he does. Now, I, for one, believe that there's tremendous value if you can identify probably one of the less likely players to go off to actually go off. So I'm looking at maybe it could be a Benedict Mathurin, but, rocks or diamonds, these types of guys. It could be Obi Toppin, right? These guys are capable of absolutely blowing their line out of the water, but also not getting close to it. You can take some risks around that. And the same thing with OKC, right? It could be an Alex Caruso. It could be a Lou Dort. Shit. It could be an Aaron Wiggins again, but I highly doubt it's him. But if you have an angle on one of those guys, I would love to hear it. Pop it in the comment section down below, because I think that's where there's tremendous value. If you take any of these guys for 15 points, you can ladder these guys. There's great value in them. I, for one, I'm not down to take a risk on that right now. So I don't know if you, but I think that's where the gold is. You're just going to be able to find it. So, but look, I appreciate you if you made it this far into the video. I wish you the absolute best of luck if you're betting on this game. It's going to be entertaining as hell. Drop me a comment down below for the algorithm. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.